Our next speaker is Sandra Santos, followed by Adrian De Leon.
Hello, Madam Mayor and City Council members. My name is Sandra Santos. My sister was Sharon Santos, who was abducted 20 years ago from her home in Burbank. She loved it here and was truly excited to reside in this city. Tragically, in 2004, she was found dead in the trunk of her car after having been kidnapped, assaulted, and murdered. Burbank PD led the investigation, but it went cold, and 20 years later is still considered a cold case. This city has a proud reputation for safety and low crime. Sharon's is one of the few unsolved murders in the city's history. We believe that there are significant advances in forensic science, in particular, genealogical DNA, that could solve her murder. As her family, friends, and supporters, we are offering our full support and resources to the City of Burbank and Burbank PD to facilitate the resolution of Sharon Santos's unsolved murder. We ask that you support our efforts. Our contact info is justiceforsharonsantos@gmail.com, which can also be found in this Leave Behind. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you for your comment and deeply sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Adrian De Leon, followed by Mark Scroggs.
Before I introduce myself, I'd first like to send my condolences to Ms. Santos. As someone who works in emergency services, I can definitely attest to that moment being very intense. So you have my full support.
Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just a couple of follow-ups. First, Mr. Dunsmore, Community Development staff did follow up with him, so that's, I think, taken care of. And then for Ms. Santos, first of all, our condolences on her loss. The police department is aware of the case and is actively working on the investigation and has been in contact with Ms. Santos and the family. So I don't know if I know the police chief really doesn't want to get into much more because it is an active investigation.
Councilmember Rosati.
Thank you for that. Thank you for everyone to come down. I just want to say to Ms. Santos, I know it took a lot for you to come here and tell your story. That is a heartbreaking story. Knowing our department, they will not stop. And if this can be solved, they will do their very best. I know they take a lot of pride in what they do, and I am certain that if they can do it, they will. Thank you.
Councilmember Mullins.
Thank you. Well, everyone else addressed everybody in the room, so thank you all. Same token goes for Ms. Santos. My deepest condolences for what happened to your sister. And like Councilmember Rosati said, we're very proud of our police department, so continue working with them. And we're hoping for a good solution for the end of the tragedy, what happened. So thank you.
And finally, Ms. Santos, thank you for coming and sharing that with us. Like my colleagues mentioned, it must be very difficult to talk about this and reopen wounds. I will definitely take a look at what you shared with us today at a later time. Happy to talk about it. And I know it's an active investigation, so I won't go too far, but I do want to say we hear you. And I look forward to our Burbank Police Department continuing to work with you and getting to the bottom of this. I'm so sorry for your loss. I cannot imagine what it must feel like. Thank you for your bravery.